Hi guys, this is Prem Kumar. Today we are going to see about the comprehensive guide of React Native FlatList. So we are already know about React Native. React Native is the powerful framework used for mobile app development. So today we are going to see the heart of React Native application, which is FlatList component. So FlatList is a tool which having n number of data to render automatically, and it's take caring the performance optimizing all those things. So why we are going to use flatlist? So in modern application, handling vast amount of data is seamlessly a challenges. To overcome this, flatlist has introduced to render multiple set of data consequently. By passing a data in a flatlist, automatically re-render the state change. We already know the React Native. We are using the state. The state is the major thing. So this flatlist has taken that too and ensuring the smooth and responsive user experience. We can see the use case. The first use case to render a drop down. For a drop down, we can now consider we are having a country drop down. Once we are clicking the country drop down, we need to show n number of country drop down. So we can get n number of objects. We need to render n number of country object into the drop down. For rendering that, initially we are using the for loop, while loop, and all, but rendering performance thing it's not that much good. So currently they have introduced the flat list. We can use this object to the flat list. We can easily re-render the thing, and also the performance will be the good. The feature and advantage. The first thing is handling the state. So as I told earlier, the flat list no need to maintain separately state. It will automatically maintain the state change by default itself. Secondly, the HTML rendering capability. It has HTML rendering capability. The flat list allow to enter the HTML tag inside that we can easily use this HTML element into the rendering. While developing, I will show the how can use the HTML thing. So second one, the dynamic data loading. As I told earlier, we can dynamically load a data, which means firstly we can load a number of data. While moving to the end of the data, we can load the second set of data, third set of data like that. That's the major thing. So I have listed the few things. The list. The next we can see the props. What are all the major props we are currently using on? Other one is render item, another one is data, and initial number to render on refresh on enrich. All those things we are currently using on. So let's dive into the implementation. So this is the current code. We can move to the uh, React Native application. Firstly, I just created a sample React Native application. So in this app, I just simply copy pasted the whole thing. What I have given here, you guys simply copy paste this. So this is the thing. Before that, see here, I'm just saving this. We can check how this thing will work. See here, initially it's loading the three things, 3, 9, 12. When we are ending the thing, the loader will automatically come. It's pop-uping the next set of data. See, when I'm scrolling down, you can able to see the loader and able to see the next set of data. So this is the props what I have mentioned earlier, which is on enrich. We have given it on enriched, and also it has on refresh thing. When you are pulling down, it will be loading the fresh data. So that is on refresh. Initial number to render, it say how many set of data to be rendered initially. If you are not given anything, by default it's taking the limiting the number to 32. If you are given something, it will be take the data like that. So we can see here, uh, see directly, you no need to go with the next set of npm. So here we are having a React Native. So in React Native we can directly use the flat list. So currently see here, I have used the flat list component here. So when you're clicking this flat list component, you can able to see the few set of things. So this is the flat list. So in this flat list, you need to pass data render item. So in this render item, we need to pass the HTML thing as I told earlier. So this is the thing. So in this is the render item. In this render item, I have toggled a few things. I have returned something. This return something is the HTML tag what I have used. So here I have used some new tags to list the country name. So we need to pass the data, right? So what is data? So the data what I have used is a country code. See here, I'm just having some country code, country name, country code, country ID, and then sample ID. This is the basic thing I have used. So I have implemented the flatlist a separate component for using re-rendering purpose. We can directly use the flatlist into app itself, but for using the component level re-rendering, I have used as a separate component and then giving the things here. So let's see the flat list what I have used. So this is the flat list. So flatlist props render item key extractor is to identify the unique element. So this is the major thing to using for state management. So if list is empty, it will be like empty. When on enrich is for loading more data. When I'm reaching the end of the thing, it will load on enrich function. So on load more data. So in on load more data, see here, I'm just making the loader to be true. I'm just making the new content and then adding the one plus two from the existing content. So this is the thing currently I'm used. But actually, for our application, when doing more load more data, you need to make these to the API call to the backend. You need to ask the next set of data. You can directly load it here. So that's the thing. On threshold is for loading. The loader timing, so that will be mostly zero point 0.5 to 1, so we can use this as a zero point 0.5. So list footer component, it's to while loading the thing we need to show the loader rate, so the loader will come here in list footer component. And also we can able to add style here. So this is the thing. So here we have rendered n number of things, right? So that's the flat list. So the performance wise, it's doing very good one, and also the application wise, while you are using this, it will be using the less code. So application will be very faster, and then we can easily able to use. If you guys need to know more, this is the basic thing. If you guys need to know about that, you can usually use React Native FlatList. It will directly directing to the documentation. In this documentation, they have given a number of things. Additionally, what I have trying to teach you something is we can able to render animation into the drop down itself, which means in this object itself. In this render, as I told earlier, in this render item we can able to load HTML component, that is styling. So in this styling we can able to load, we can able to implement animation. So while loading this thing we can able to add animation thing also, that will be very good and useful things. This is the key heart currently we are using for. So end of the things, what I'm trying to say, the flat list is the most powerful one. If you guys need to know about the flat list, please read through it, try to implement that. It will be very useful. So this implementation is a very useful one. The main advantage is we can able to add a HTML rendering, and also it will take care in the state management. Hope you guys have enjoyed this video. If you guys try to use this, if it works fine, please give a thumbs up. Do a subscribe to get more video. Thank you guys.